Hello, friends. It is a cold-ass day in Toronto. It is very chilly. This is so far the coldest day we've had of the year, and it feels like it too, which is always nice. But for those who don't know, my name is Matti. I am TOURonno, and I am a tour guide in Toronto who likes to specialize in off the beaten path and things that you might have missed. So I'm going to be starting. I'm currently around Woodbine Station. Going to be heading downtown to Bloor. Well, not quite. Well, Danforth turns into Bloor, but we'll go there, and from there, let's see where we're going. So, together, we're gonna go for a walk. Hi, Juanita. Hey, Sam. Good to see you, friends. Hi, Harsha. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, Mayan. Welcome, everybody. I am well bundled today because oh my goodness, it is kind of a nightmare how cold it is. But those are the good days. Those are the good days. So chilly today. Very, very true. My eyes are already starting to water, which is always a good sign. That's what you want, right? Go for a walk and have a meltdown. Hi, Kevin. Good to see you, buddy. For those who are inside and warm, stay there. Just stay there. It's okay. This is also the furthest east I've done a walk from. So we're not even like in Greektown. We're actually past Greektown. We're over at Woodbine Station, so it'll be a nice leisurely stroll downtown. But hopefully give us plenty of things to see and do along the way. We'll say Eastside doesn't quite get as much love as other places, but still got some really good things out here that get overlooked. Lots of interesting stores. It does kind of turn into mixed residential and commercial areas, which are really, really cool. But, there's not a lot of big buildings over here, a lot of space. This one's called Firkin on Danforth. Another Firkin pub, which is always nice. I do like Firkin pubs. I know they're not the best, but I like them. We're also playing Walking on Sunshine in the background, so that's always a sign. Oh. See, today actually normally would be about -10, but with the wind chill, it is much more than that. And I can feel it as soon as I left. I'm glad I put moisturizer on today, because it is needed. Hello, Sandy. Good to see you today. Think of these frigid temperatures in the summer when it's 105 degrees with humidity. I mean, that's preferable. Would that be prefer? I think that would be preferable. I think people generally like to be people prefer to be too hot than too cold. I think that is a general consensus. But again, not a guarantee either. It's severe when immediately I'm just like, oh, the mustache is like double frozen now. I like the heat, but not the humidity. That's very fair. People like to be hot, but you don't like to be hot and wet. Please don't take that out of context. But you know what I'm saying. Ooh. East Lynn Park. Haven't been down here before. A nice little space. There we go. I will say, hope you're staying warm. Oh, doing my best. I am well bundled, if nothing else. I'm wearing 2 pairs of pants. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt and then a short sleeve shirt and then my fuzzy sweater and then my thick jacket. So I'm well prepared today. I'm also wearing like my arthritis gloves and then gloves on top. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh. I will say, I think I have confirmed that a trip will be happening soon to a warm, happy space. But looks like the end of February might be when it happens. So just when things are going to start to improve in Toronto, I think that's when I'm going to leave. 'Cause that makes sense, right? Oh. Also, I'm not exactly sure how much of the wind you can hear, but goodness God, it is. Whew, it stings. It's also a day where you just kind of have to like pass the phone back and forth between your hands, because otherwise one hand gets too cold and you can't do this. But I see something here that's going to be very useful. Welcome to surprise. Have a surprise day. But we know what's going to happen now. Boop. All right, we done did it. We got it. Here's the thing. If we find other structures, we will absolutely give them a boop too. Everyone deserves a good boopage. Hi, Cyril. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to chat. I don't know if you've actually chatted before, but welcome. I will say we are currently the furthest east we've gone in Toronto. So we were just by Woodbine Station, which is only about 2 or 3 stops from Kennedy, which is the easternmost side on the TTC. We're going to be walking back along Danforth and then turning it into Bloor and see where we end up. So, you should keep a Mickey in your pocket when you get cold, have a slug. That will warm you up. I would be hammered in no time. I don't know if you want to see me. Actually, who knows? Maybe people would enjoy that. It'd be amusing at the very least. I'm not one to glorify alcohol consumption, but at the same time, sometimes it can be fun. In moderation, of course. Maple whiskey is delicious. Oh, maple whiskey is delicious. Actually, they used to have like a peanut butter whiskey. I don't know if they still do. But I'm also just not at the point where I can kind of get, like... I would like to be able to build up my bar at home, but I just don't have the resources to be able to do that right now. But we'll get there. Maybe one day. My goal is to one day be able to afford fast food again. Oh. Whew. Yeah, it's a bitter, brutal cold. But it is kind of nice to explore this part more because a lot of this gets overlooked. A lot of eastern Toronto. You know, it's not super glamorous over here. It's more flat. It kind of feels more like a strip mall part of the city. But as we get closer to downtown, you're going to notice that the buildings will start to become more intricate because they're older. But that doesn't mean there's nothing good over here either. So, got lots of options. So instead he wins the race. We'll get there. Hey, First Last. Good to see you, buddy. Nice to see you again. Thank you for joining us on our friggin' cold walk. So you know it's cold in Toronto when everything is clear and like blue and pretty? When you see clear skies, that means the cold can settle. And oh boy, does it. Hope you're staying. I don't know about you folks, but after this, I'm absolutely going to go home, take a nice warm bath, and just boil myself like a lobster. That sounds delightful. Let's Google, well, it feels like negative 20. Yeah, that's cool. It's +1 here. Well, I'm just jealous. That sounds amazing. By the way, many years ago, I actually used to live out here. So I used to live on Coxwell Street. So we would get out on the subway here and then walk down a couple steps. But that's the place that, like, the owner of the... I lived in a basement apartment. And the owner kicked out the eaves, like the bottom of the eaves thing that would, like, direct the water away. And because she did that, the entire room ended up getting, like, a black mold in it, to the point where I couldn't even sleep in the room. So I ended up spending money on this place that I wasn't even able to stay in. Oh, it was brutal. Since the UK is going to be hit by a 10% tariffs and 25% in future for defending Greenland, I stand by the... Oh, jeez. Already talking about that idiot? Oh, boy. It's cold. It's negative 25 with the wind chill here. I'm more glad y'all are keeping warm. We gotta protect each other from this wind chill. The second I see a light that I could potentially catch, you know I'm booking for it. Oh my goodness. Hey, Medano. Good to see you today. Annoyed about it. Here's the thing. I think we're all annoyed about it. I would never wish death upon someone. But should it happen, I mean, you know, I don't know how many people would actively complain about it. February is supposed to be warmer than usual, according to meteorologists, but only time will tell. Very true. We just have to hope for the best. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I tried to stay awake for Matt's stream last night, and I fell asleep. So I was just like, oh. But if any of you caught it, that's good, good, good. I'm glad he's doing really, really well. In fact, he's actually doing better than I am. I'm just like, you know what? Do it, man. You make different content, you do different things. I love that we can all kind of support each other and come around. But, yeah. Super excited to see what he's doing. I think it's really cool. Ooh, this is new. ktsoy.art. That's very colorful and nice, actually. I like that one. Actually, we're coming up to a really interesting temple over here. Well, not mosque. I guess it would be a mosque. I think it's over here. I will say, I will be happy if the weather would be so kind as to warm up a little. That would be appreciated. Goodness grief. The mural is nice to see, especially at this time of the year, right? Remember that this is something that happens. You just have to wait for it. Oh, here we go. You can kind of see when the old town starts to kick in, or where the history starts to kick in, because suddenly you get really interesting buildings like at the end there, where you get the columns, and just like, oh, people like actively work to make this interesting and different. So, good afternoon, Canada. Europe calling. Your 12 points go to. Oh, good to see you, Marcus. Hope you're keeping well out there, and hopefully you're warm. Summertime comes, it's too dang hot out. We're never happy. That's the problem with having seasons, is they're always changing. It's crazy. The basement freaks would love to see the stash in this cold. Oh, it'll come up. We got plenty to show off. Dues points go to Hattie. I'll take a good dues. Just to kind of show. Just to kind of give the idea. Like, I've been walking for 15 minutes. My face is already windburned a little bit. So this is going to get a little tricky for the day. But we're doing it. We're doing it. And my eyes are only watering a little. But already the slush is happening. We'll see how the mustache develops from here. But it will absolutely get much, much more frozen as we go along. Temperature -10. That is true. But the temperature with the wind chill is actually closer to -20. So, things to keep in mind. The wind chill is quite severe today. The basement freaks are a specific group of us in a basement, not everyone in basements in general. We are grateful for you. I love freaks of all kind. Freaks on a leash, freak shows, freak in the sheets, all the freaks. They are welcome. Oh. And then snow tomorrow. Oh gosh darn it. We're not getting any breaks anytime soon. It's just going to be snowy and cold. But that's fine. It can do. We can make things happen. I just have to remind myself, I'm just like, we're starting this in the winter. I knew what I was getting into. I knew that eventually this would come back to bite me. But if I'm going to stream every day this year, I got to actually get out there and do it. So, this is what we're doing. It's great. We're having so much fun. So much fun. Is it -11? It is technically -11, but with the wind chill, it's closer to -20. So, yeah. If there's ever a day where people want to show appreciation, maybe it's today. But at least we got a cosmic pizza. Oh, I'm so glad they're over here. They're so good. I'm so glad they exist out here too. Yeah, it's a cold one. Definitely a cold one. And just like, if you look ahead and see those skyscrapers over there, that's where we're going. That's going to be a little bit of a walk today. That's okay. You just missed a bit of British dark humor. Oh no! I missed it. Hi Mo, good to see you today. Welcome to the chat. I would normally sing the song, but it's cold. For you to warm up your hands isn't an issue. Just slip your hand inside someone else's pocket and tell them that your hands have squatters' rights. This is cool. This used to actually be a theater, and then it's been converted over into a Tim Hortons. But I'm just like, I like that they kept like the cinema feel to it. So you go in and it's like a Timmy's, but on the outside it's still kind of kept its. The outside has kind of kept its like distinctiveness, which I think is really neat. I feel like more places should do that, really. But have you done the boop yet? I have done a boop. Depending on what we run into over here, there could be multiples. Let's see. We'll see exactly how many boops we end up with today. Oh, right with the super chat, right in time. Let me cross the street and then I'll do the flip. Oh, Mo, thank you so much. Honestly, doing this super chats are actually incredibly helpful, and they make up 90% of what we live on these days. So we really appreciate it, and thank you for helping this channel grow. And you've been so integral and such a beautiful part of it. I just want you to know how much I appreciate every time someone gives something. It is a massive help. So thank you. And yeah, my hands are frozen, so this is going to be an interesting walk. Oh, but we appreciate it so much. You have no idea how much we appreciate it. Here for pooping random cats. I hope that's booping, because that's a pooping is different. Oh my gosh. That was Jenna. We love you, Mo. You've been so wonderful. Thank you so much for being such a support. Here's the one we're coming up to, which I think is really interesting, because out of nowhere, in the middle of the Danforth, we have the street that actually opens up and has this beautiful mosque. And just like, it's kind of stunning when you look back. Pooping, not pooping. But you just see it's just like out of nowhere. There's that beautiful spin. I guess it's called a minaret or whatever. I can't. Oh, I wish I could remember what it's called. But it's just why it's one of those questions. Just like, why is this here? But it's super interesting, and I love that it is, because it's like everything else. All of the other structures in the area are just kind of boring and kind of very flat. And then you have this beautiful thing that peeks up over everything else that I just think adds such a great flavor. And I think it's wonderful. Love snow outside, rolling in the snow. It's funny. Here's the thing. Like, I did prepare today. I knew how cold it was. And I was just like, I'm going to go extra hard on the layering. And even so, I'm still just like, oh my God, it's so cold. It's the hands. You can only have like 2 pairs of gloves on. And so your hands are the first thing to go. And as soon as your hands get cold, like, your body just circulates that cold blood all over the rest of you, but your hands never really warm up. But that's fine. We just have to make it work, because that's what we do. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love what they did. Absolutely stunning. Need mittens instead. The problem with mittens is that you can't really hold on to things as well as you could. Where's Randy today? Unfortunately, Randy couldn't join us today. He has an operation tomorrow. Well, not an operation. He has testing tomorrow, and as such, he has to do a fast. So instead of coming out for today, he wasn't sure he'd have the energy. So we kind of just said, just like, maybe it's better just to save it for next week. But we know what the route is, and I was going to be over here anyway, so just like, you know what? Why don't we just do this instead? And so we're wishing Randy all the best on his testing, and he'll be back next week, and he's eager to be back. We love and miss him already. Here's my question. Do mittens actually work better than gloves? I don't know. To be fair, the walk over is actually quite... It's not as bad as you think. We think of the east side as being like way out there. And it's like, it kind of is. But at the same time, I've walked from Woodbine Station. I'm at Donlands now, and it's only been about like 25 minutes. So it doesn't actually take that long to walk the Danforth. It just seems longer because you're not out here as often. So, yeah, it's the only thing to consider. You get your own finger warm, plus next to each other, so it's a bit warmer. I mean, here's the thing. Normally I need like a finger to be able to manipulate the like manipulate anything on the screen. But if I had a way to make it so that I didn't have to do that, I would. I might actually cross the road because I'm not saying that person was walking slowly, but like when it annoys me, when something annoys me, it annoys me, and then I have to get out anyways. You can see some beautiful art up there on the building. Plenty to see and explore and do. Nah, this is taking too long. So there's the only cafe. Beside that used to be the one cafe. So it used to be the one and then the only. So the one was a bar and the only was the cafe. But now it looks like it's just the one that's all together. But, and by the one, I mean the only. So not the one that was the one. But the one that is the only is now the one and the only. And that's the only one. I'm so lazy today. I need to do some grocery shopping. I also need to do some grocery shopping. Planning to do that on the way home. Oh, that's cool. Space School of the Performing Arts for the community of East York. And keep putting it. I think my hands are hitting that point now where I just don't feel them anymore. That's promising. Very unlikely to fall off now. I like how that place is called Square Boy. But for some reason, it just reminds me of that Waffle House. Like whenever you go to America and see the Waffle Houses, that's what it looks like to me. Should we call 112? I don't know what 112 is, so perhaps. Isn't that the emergency number in Canada? The emergency number in Canada is actually 911. So. But we also have 311, which is like the information channel. So you can call them to like find out things. Like when is your recycling pickup? Which actually these days is more of a crapshoot because of other things. But, you know. In Europe, it's 112. Okay, good to know. If I'm ever in Europe and anything bad happens, I'll call you. Because it rhymes with 112. Alright. I'm going to do this a minute early because it's a good time to, but hello. For those just joining us, my name is Matti. I am a tour guide in Toronto, Ontario. And I specialize in customized walking tours of the downtown core. So if you or anyone you know is coming to Toronto, please consider booking by linking in the description below to VIATOR or TRIPADVISOR, booking my services for any day this year. In addition to that, if you want to help the channel out, a big way you can do that is by liking. That encourages YouTube to recommend it to other people, and we appreciate that. But if you really want to help the channel, you can always become a subscriber. That allows us to help the channel grow, and we love to include you in our chats and all of our notifications. So anytime we go live, I do this every day for at least 2 hours. So, well, hopefully 2 hours. But I do this every day, and we'd love to have you come on board anytime you're available. So, thank you for your consideration. And I will be Going for a walk. But you use kilometers, centimeters, and Celsius like you in Europe. I'll be honest, I can never remember what we use. I'm pretty sure it's Celsius. Is it Celsius? I don't know. We use one of them. My brain is frozen. Hey, Tony. Good to see you, buddy. Things are good. They are very cold. It is the coldest day of the year so far. So, you know, something to aspire to. It's Celsius. Man, my brain is just not working. Thank you for clarifying first last. God, there's certain things I should know, and that is absolutely one of them. It's like when people ask me, just like, which hand is your left hand? I still look at my fingers just to confirm. I know which one it is, but I still need to confirm that it is that before I actually confirm it in my brain. Apparently that's an ADHD thing, which I'm just like, oh, that makes sense. By the way, I watched the replays and VODs, so if you see more view time, it's not an error. That's amazing, buddy. I actually do I've specifically made playlists for people to be able to keep track and come on board anytime they want to, so. All right, this space is... Do you know in which city you are now? We're still in TOURonno. This section of TOURonno is East York, though. But it's more commonly known as the Danforth or Greek Town. Yeah. That's all. But yeah, I have playlists. I divided them up in a couple different ways. I have one playlist that's just all of the walks. I have one playlist that specifically walks with Randy, and one playlist that specifically walks with friends. So that one includes all of the walks from me and Brian to me and just all of them together. But then another one that's done is TOURonno on tour, and that's anytime I go somewhere, I throw it into that playlist. So that's where I have the Ottawa walks, the DC walks, yeah, all the places. But one thing people have been doing is just putting those playlists on and then just being like, I just have you in the background, so if I ever need something to look at, there's just something always there. Just like, that's kind of cool. Oh. So I have hit the point where my hands have mostly frozen solid, which means that they don't feel as cold. But that's also the point. You need to be careful because, you know, you want to make sure that you're not causing harm to yourself long term. I also just like to point out these buildings because there's that beautiful church over there. There's the Royal Bank of Canada over here. As we go further in, we will start to notice a lot more interesting buildings come up. And I will try to highlight them as best as I can as we go through. Yeah. But yeah. Like that church especially, I think it's obviously built many years ago, but just the structure of it, designed to kind of emulate like a really old church structure while still being somewhat modern. I think it's nice. They did a good job. Hey, Kurt. Good to see you, buddy. What are the chances? I think we're about to walk by a pizza soon. I mean, we're somewhere in Toronto, and I've walked for 5 minutes. We must be walking by a pizza soon. Real dog you could have booped. Oh, I don't want to boop real dogs. Actually, that's a lie. I always want to boop real dogs. They are the best. Doggos are the best. Hi, Gabriella. Good to have you today. Welcome to the chat. You should. Your own dog will always like the boopos. Will always like the boops that you give them. That goes without saying. Especially good doggos. If you have a good doggo, they are the best. If you have a bad doggo, they might not like the boops, but they will usually tolerate the boops. And they only rarely bite you. And even more rarely eat you. That's a positive in my books. Alright. Never know if someone doesn't like touching your dog, though. That was my thing, is that my old dog used to be very reactive. So people would like try to reach out and pet her, and she would just freak out. So, okay, that was a patch of ice. Whew, I'm okay. I don't know if you caught that, or if there was any motion there, but yeah, that was a lot more slippery than I was expecting. Yeah, I heard slippage. You always know I slip if I just... I'm glad I didn't silently curse under my breath that time. That's a positive in my books. So now at this point, we're kind of more in the classic Greek town area. So you're gonna notice a lot more Greek restaurants. Literally, as I walk by, like multiple places with like the super Greek spirit. And then right here is the Alexander the Great Park, which is kind of hilarious that it exists. But yeah, just a little park in the middle of Greek town dedicated to Alexander the Great. I do see some sculptures over there that are very boopable, but that's on the other side of the road. I don't think we're catching the light, and I gotta keep walking, because if I stop for even a moment, I will instantly turn into an icicle. So, we keep them moving. Punching boots on Max, he has too much hair. I had no idea Alexander the Great made it all the way to the Danforth. He'll surprise you that way. Yeah. Yeah, case in point. A whole lot of Greek restaurants. A lot of souvlaki, gyro.
They seem to be doing...
Yeah, Toronto definitely has like a huge Greek community. Hey, Carell. Good to see you today, buddy. Welcome to the chat. Whew. Every now and then I just need to remind my brain to keep working. I believe that is like a hello or a ahoy. But I always thought it was a spelling mistake. But I see it enough now that I'm just like, oh, that must just mean hello. But I wonder if that's where the English version of hello comes from, or ahoy comes from. But I don't know. No, my dog. He looked like a bear. He loves the cold. Aw, that's cute. Hopefully Max is having a good day out there. There is a day coming up. I need to actually remember to book a time with her. But I have a friend of the family named Sandy, and she said she'd like to go on a walk because she's had like something like 20 years of experience in not the veterinary community, but like the animal control community of Toronto. So she was hoping to come along and like talk all about the wildlife in the city and like what happens with raccoons or some of the things she's had to experience, because apparently she's gone to houses and been like, you have like a boa constrictor just rolling around your room. That's it. But yeah, she said that she'd come by and have like a little. Sorry, I can see if she's available sometime soon. Maybe once it's a little warmer out. Do you have any chili pea recipe trips or ticks? I will say, if you want to know the best chili recipe I can give you, I cook my beef or my chicken or whatever first. I keep it in the pot, and then when I take the beef, I actually don't even remove the beef or the fat when I dump in the tomatoes. And then I just add all of the spices. And then I do things like beans or peppers or even like crushed tomatoes. But yeah, I make a really good chili. But I just keep it all in the pot because that way it's easy. Not that I'm a professional or anything, but I do good chilies. I believe Cincinnati chili is coconut. It does. I can confirm after going to Cincinnati that Cincinnati chili is overrated. That might be controversial to any of my Cincy friends out there, but I can't say I disagree. I will say, my one chili story is like, I love walking, right? So even before I was a walk to man, I would walk everywhere in the city. But I remember I was in Cincinnati, and there was a day where I ended up going to Skyline Chili, and I ended up getting like a collection of like, it was a meal that was like 2 chili dogs or whatever. Super cheap, really good. But I remember just having the chili. But then as I went for the walk, after about like a half hour, I got the tummy grumblies. And when the tummy grumblies happen, you know, like there's only a few options as to what's really going to go on here. And somehow I kept walking for another hour until I found a facility to use. But that was one of my first memories of Cincinnati. It's a fine shitty. I never tried it. How is it them? Not good. Seems it was fine. Like, it's a good chili, but I wouldn't say it was like an incredible chili. You know, it was solid. Wow. So I am already at Broadview. So I am well ahead of the curve as to where I thought I would be at this time. We're coming up to the Danforth Music Hall, one of the more popular small to mid-sized venues in the city. See if I know of any of the ones that are coming up. Hey, Lumia. Good to see you today. Welcome, welcome. Lord of the Lost is here? Lord of the Lost is here. And Jessie J. I know Jessie J is not connected to Eurovision, but Lord of the Lost is. That's awesome. No Jessie J from Bang Bang. That is her. I think that was kind of like her last big hit. Ahoy and check is high. That's fun. Thank you for sharing that. I'm really glad to know that now. So, if we were to turn south here, that would take us by that big beautiful park with the hill that we climbed up yesterday or the day before. That would take us to Gerrard Street. All around. We are going to continue straight. Today might actually not. I don't think today's going to be a 2-hour walk. I thought it would actually take me much longer to walk here than it did. That's less than an hour. I walked all the way from Woodbine, which is like towards the end of the station. So just like, that's kind of insane, really. We always think about the east side as being like so long and so far. But going west is so much. Wow, no one knows how to move out of the way. Here's our final destination, Pizza. Just for you, my friend. Just for you. You know I appreciate it because I walked right by it and will never look back. So, I'm guessing a school just got out because everyone is here talking and walking, or not at all. Certainly not seeing where they're going, that's for sure. Wild Utes. I have heard that they still existed out there in the wild somewhere, but not in such quantities. See, the problem with days like today is that physically, I am simply not able to walk as far or as long as I would like to, just because it is literally too cold to be able to do it. But the longer you are able to walk and the more you're able to do, the more views you get, which means that more people, like, it builds. And like to make any kind of real impact, you need to walk for at least 2 hours. On days like today where it's so cold, you don't really get that. So, yeah, it's the trade-off. But at the same time, I want to make sure I'm doing this at least every day. Because, A, I enjoy it. And B, it's a good thing to do. So, yeah, so there we go. Hi, Megan. Good to see you, darling. Welcome. We are currently walking over the Don Valley Parkway. There's the Don River. Can't really see it because it's all frozen over. Hello, Alexander. Welcome to the chat today. And we'd like to walk with you. Thank you, Gabriel. I know I say this a lot, but I mean it every time I say it. Thank you for being here, because you guys are actually the highlight of my day. It makes me feel like I'm working and doing something great. So, have you noticed any personal health benefits from the regular 2-hour walks? Oh, absolutely. Like, this is probably like the fittest I've been in a long time. Like, I still got a belly, which is fine. I kind of like it. I think it makes me personable and charming. I'm like a teddy bear. But, like, just my ability to just go out and walk is now like almost unrivaled. But it's also enriched like most other elements of my life, because I go for a walk, and even when it's super cold, my mental health is just better. And especially like, I don't know, since like monetization kicked in and everything, it feels like I could actually breathe a sigh of relief a little bit. I'm not making enough to like survive yet or anything, but I'm just like, it's been really good. And I've been able to kind of live, which is just kind of crazy. But, oh no. God damn it, Katie's acting up. Come on, Katie. Thank you. Oh, fuck off. Come on. Snap on. Snap in. There we go. Oh, Katie's... Okay. Sorry if it's a little crooked right now. One thing I've noticed is that since the attack, my gimbal was actually damaged. I know that in the next... I know when I get to the point when I can upgrade it, I need to. But I'm just like, ugh. Sorry. Now I have to hold this at a weird angle. But at least Katie's somewhat responsive now. Nope. No. Frig off. But it's exacerbated by the cold. Which, to be fair... No! Come on. Katie, come through. Okay. Sorry if there's a little bit of a tilt. I think Katie's just not happy. I get it, it's cold. She's a Florida creature. Alright. Hello, TII. Hello, T93. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Thank you for being here. Get a leather harness for putting Katie into. She'd look good in one, not gonna lie. A 2-lane pathway and no one moves over for you. No one looks up in the winter. You kidding? That involves awareness of where you are. And other people... Aw. I hate when I get into battles with Katie like that. Because as soon as it happens, like, I end up losing 20, 30 viewers at a time. It's like, oh. Is a thing. But I get it. Sometimes things just be gimpy. Alright, we are approaching Castle Frank Station. Katie appears to be cooperating once again. And these were those beautiful skyscrapers that we were witnessing rise above where we were.
Are you vlogging?
Yeah.
Can I get in the vlog?
Sure, bud. What do you want to say?
Hi.
Here, I'll do that for you.
Oh.
Hello. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Oh, that's just lovely. What are you vlogging?
I do a show. I am TOURonno.
Oh, okay.
So I do all about showing off the hidden gems and things that make Toronto special.
Oh, heck yeah, that's awesome.
Do you have anything that you think makes Toronto special or interesting? Or
I mean, the people are awesome.
No,
there's a cafe down there, the only cafe.
I love. We literally walked by it earlier.
Really? It's
yeah,
awesome. I love it so much. I've been going since I was a kid.
It's a great one.
It's a great place.
Is that where you?
I love your mustache.
Thanks,
yeah, no,
man.
Your mustache is awesome.
You'll get there one day, my friend. You'll get there one day. All right.
I hope so. Yeah.
All right. You folks have fun.
Yeah, you too.
There we go.
Not right now.
Oh, look at me keeping in touch with the youths of today. They are fun. Are you walking all the way downtown? I'm actually going to be walking down Parliament. Is that what we're coming up to? Yeah, I'll be walking down Parliament for a little bit and doing a hook around because the plan is to end at Freshco in about a half hour or so. But yeah, he was talking about himself when he said the people of Toronto. We're the boys. I'm currently at just beside Castle Frank Station, actually. They loved your mustache. To be fair, it is a great mustache. I admit that. Everyone loves the mustache. That's why it's the one thing that people are just like, you can't shave the mustache. And just like, well, now I'm not going to shave the mustache. Gosh, I don't know what's happened to my laugh lately. Like, it's just kind of turned into like a 3-part hayuk. Have you noticed that as you get older, your laugh changes? Is it too early to mix a drink? Never. Especially if it's a hot drink right now, go for it, my friend. Get warm how you can. I find it hard to shave. The compliments keep me going. Heck yeah, bye. Could be a Stewie Griffin laugh. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Is it actually 5 o'clock? Can't be 5 o'clock yet. No, it's 3:35. Also, why are you not... Oh no, I just realized that my plug-in isn't even charging. Have you been off this whole time? There we go. Well, that might explain why everything's been a little wonky. I had plugged into my battery pack. Hasn't even been charging the darn thing. Dig it! The best one I've had was sitting outside a hotel room. The lady yelled, "Nice mustache made my ear." That's great. You know what I've been... Okay. So since I went to look for a mustache wax the other day specifically, and then I went into the store and the guy was just like, you know what? Use a glue stick. And I'm just like, what? He's just like, yeah, use a glue stick. That's what the drag queens use to get their eyebrows down. Use a glue stick. And so I started using a glue stick on my mustache. What do you know? You'd be a good tour bus guide. Funny you should mention that. Because it's about an hour now, so I can do this. Hello, friends. My name is Matti. I am a tour guide in Toronto, Ontario. I do customized walking tours to the downtown core, so if you or someone you know is coming to Toronto and you are looking for a unique experience to remember your time in the city, check it out. I am also covered in little frozen... Oh my gosh. I was all expected to be professional, and then I saw how much ice has formed on my face, and just like, oh no. Oh no at all. This is terrible. But if you're liking the video, please consider liking. It helps the channel grow. And if you would like to subscribe and join the family, we love having people in chat and meeting new people. So please come by and join us anytime. Now let's go for a walk. Whew. How do you get the glue out of it? A good solid hold I found on Amazon is Death Grap Wicks. wax, all natural ingredients. That's good to know. Hey, Rashi. Hey, Delta. Good to see you today, buddy. But it turns out that glue sticks are water soluble. So you literally just put them in the... It's a lot of hold. But the second they get wet, it actually dissolves pretty easily. So the problem that I'm having, that I'm actually going to need to, like, the glue stick actually isn't a great fit for this. Because the part I have trouble with is right under my nose. And because you're breathing out constantly, like, your mustache still gets moisture in it, which then causes the glue to soften. But it softens much less than it does with the wax that I had before. So, does Toronto sightseeing still happen in winter? Toronto is still an active tourist destination all year. It's just winter isn't quite as attractive because most people don't love the idea of coming here and being cold. But Toronto's still got a lot of stuff to see. And if this is the only time you can come, it is a good time. There's a lot of good food, a lot of good places to go and see. A lot of great walking tours, especially if you want to like explore the downtown path. The winter can actually be one of the coolest times to come because you have this entire underground network of just everything. And it could just be really, 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 really interesting experience, especially if you're a mold person. Like, that would just be like your mecca. So, they put a guitar pick in it inside the package for wax. Oh, that's so cool. I do love free guitar picks. They're always helpful. Are there still many American tourists? A lot of Americans still come here. Actually, potentially more Americans than before, funny enough. But there are very few Canadians going south. So I'm going to be a bit of a traitor to my country later this year. But that's necessary and fine. But there's a reason why. I shall reveal all soon. Anthony Bourdain said Toronto is the best food in North America. What's interesting about Toronto, and what's interesting about Canada, this is what I tell people when they come here, is that, like, Toronto doesn't have any specific food that it does exceptionally well. We don't have a Chicago pizza, or we don't have anything like that. But we have everything. And what we do have is people from the countries that make exceptional food come here, and they make their food especially well. So we have a lot of really especially good food places here that are just awesome and delicious. So we're maybe not known for like a specific food, but we have all of the best foods here by all of the best people who have come here to live their lives. So that's what makes it so special. It's also an extremely unique food scene in that way, because literally, you're trying everything out. So, it's really cool. Hi, Brad. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Alexander, great food scene. Great. The food scene is great. I wish I could afford more of it. But even so, like, Toronto has some exceptional food places that are actually still affordable. Like I've told this before, I've gone to like Michelin recommended restaurants that cost less than A&W. It was crazy. And it was great. The food was amazing. That's thanks to Hunter. Hunter is so good. First off, Hunter's an amazing cook. But like, he's just so good at knowing the best places to go that it's wonderful. Also, I really love pointing this out. Also, I can't believe Olive Garden's coming back. That's crazy. So this building here, this laundromat, the developers who are creating the units behind us in St. Jamestown, they wanted to buy this unit, and what they did instead was this person decided not to sell their unit at all. They're just like, we're going to hold out. So they literally just designed the entire apartment complex behind it to incorporate that one house because that guy refused to sell. So, has your mustache frozen yet? Oh, take a look. Oh, take a look. It absolutely has. But now I also have like some of my spittle on the side, so that's new. That's new. That's going to be here for a while. So. Oh. Come on. There you go. Katie is dying constantly. Come on.
See, I'm a good person, I promise.
There she goes. We got Katie back to life. It must be cold out if you're frozen stash. This is actually so far the coldest day of the year. So while it might say -10, it's actually closer to -20 with the wind chill. I have now hit the point where I no longer feel anything in life or in the cold. So it's been a good walk, but it's also been a very cold walk. Let's be fair. -10, no thanks. -11, yes thanks. Give Katie the kiss of life. See, here's the thing. If I go to Orlando, one of the things I need to do is to go for a walk with Katie so that Katie can meet Katie. And y'all can meet Katie while Katie meets Katie. You know? I'm not saying that's something I'm looking forward to, but that's absolutely something I'm looking forward to. How come you think Maddie's a cutie? Shucks, Marcus. Well, to be clear, it's -20 with the wind chill. So like it's actually technically only about -10, but like it feels much colder. Ooh, Cabbage Town. Yes. That taco place is dope. Is it? I do know there's the butter chicken factory here, and that place is exceptionally good. But yeah, some really good options in the area. But you can actually see St. Jamestown in the distance there, rising above the area. It is crazy to think, like, I did a walk all the way from Woodbine to pretty much here, and that took like less than an hour and a half. That's insane. We think of the east side as being so much longer than it is, but it's actually quite compacted. That's something I didn't even realize until I actually got to this point where I'm just like, yeah, that's actually like really, really close. Fried tickets? Ooh, fried. Here's the thing. Everyone gets so grossed out when you talk about eating insects, but like a lot of insects is really good, you know? When I went to Thailand for my honeymoon, I remember I tried a scorpion for the first time, and it was delicious. I'm just like, I would go back and get another scorpion if I could. I'm just like, damn, it's so tasty, and like, it was crunchy and tasted like chips. It was great. Thanks for sending us some cold weather. It's supposed to be -31 here on Friday night. Goodness gracious, Brad. Bundle up. North Bay winters are no joke. The cold weather is the only time it can be hard strengthened. I like how we're all just talking about our weather, being like, this is how much it is here right now. And just like, yeah, it's fair. Insects, hell nah. Here's the thing. Like, if it doesn't look like an insect, you'd never know you were eating it, right? The thing that grosses us out is that we know too. Everyone loves hot dogs. But like, you don't really know what's in a hot dog, you know? Not looking forward to tonight. Oh, it's going to be a cold one for you, bye. Actually, you should, if you want to come by later, we'll probably be up because it's our libation evening. It's also gay station tonight, so I'm going to be going to the Eagle for that. Well, it should be fun. It should be fun. I check ingredients. I have a milk allergy, so I check ingredients all the time. That's fair. I do also, I just default to oat milk these days, which I know isn't quite the same thing because I don't officially have an allergy, but I know that when I have milk, my tummy goes, no, So I consider myself as having an allergy, which I think just makes sense. Oh. People would be surprised how many bugs they eat in a year. Insect particle on foods is very common. That is very true. They actually have in most factories or in most things that they have an insect part per million, I think it is, or something, an insect part qualifier that actually indicates you are allowed to have a certain amount of insect parts in things like flour and stuff like that. So, yeah. If you're like a pure vegan, you've probably eaten bugs. Hate to tell you. And not from spiders crawling into your mouth at night. That is a misnomer. They crawl up your butt. That's the difference. Oh. Hi, Greta. Welcome, welcome. I haven't drank cow's milk in 10 years. I stick to almond milk. Ooh. Here's the thing. Like, I just legitimately like oat milk better at this point. I just find it tastes better. It's nicer. Yeah, that's my own biased opinion, of course. But, like, I enjoy it. I find oat milk quite tasty. Although they now have one that's like almond and cashew milk together as one that has like extra protein, and just like, oh, that was actually really nice. It tastes very flavorful. How do they milk them almonds? With the tiny little almond nipples. I made some turkey soup yesterday. We had it for lunch again today. Homemade cooking, I love it. Oh my gosh, I have 3 things of chicken stock at home. And one thing I need to grab while I'm at the grocery store is I want to get carrots and celery and maybe like fennel or something unusual and make like a really good chicken stew, but then also have like chicken fried rice for tonight. I'm going to go bonkers. I'm going to make more than one thing. It's going to be crazy. Or maybe I'll just get a pizza and warm that up. That's also an option. Do you get all your milk from anyone? Stores, not people? I normally just get my milk from the grocery store. I wish there was something more exciting about that. Oh, wait, I see what you're talking about there. Never mind. No. I don't frequent a bathhouse that often. I do like my grilled cheese first last, you know. Oh my gosh, good first. A good grilled cheese and like a tomato soup. No, tomato soup is the common one. I'm not a huge fan of tomato soup. Chicken noodle soup. That's my choice. Grilled cheese with chicken noodle soup. Number 1. That might be what we end up talking about next time. What's your favorite soup? Broccoli cheddar soup. Oh my god, broccoli cheddar soup is so good. Why are we talking about food? I agree, Megan. Why is this all night about food? Why do I do this to myself? I'm about to go grocery shopping. Just let me know when my jokes or British dark humor gets a little too much. Never, my friend. You're allowed to push the envelope as much as you want. I'll just return to sender. Ugh. Well, friends, I hate to do this because this does impact me in a big way when I have to do this. But because of the cold and because of the everything today, I am going to have to actually finish my stream earlier than expected. But thank you for being here. As you can see by the mustache, the cold is a little bit too much for me, so I need to call it early. I do also have groceries and stuff to do, but I want to let you know, thank you for coming by. It's been great having you. And I hope that at some point, I might be able to do another one later. Probably not, but I will try. And at the very least, I'll be able to see everyone tomorrow. I have the schedule up for then. Yeah, this kind of sucks because like it hurts no one more than me because like you don't get any of the stuff. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. And I will see everyone bright and early tomorrow. And yeah, looking forward to having you back again. Bye, friends.